Well, hello there, guys. Welcome to another episode of Ultimate General Gettysburg. For those of you that thought we missed any episodes, just go back and check out the Battle of Second Manassas, or Second Bull Run, which I put up on the channel, and which is, by the way, one of my coolest freaking battles. I'm actually quite proud of it. We did a great job, and we actually managed to secure a... Well, I shouldn't even have said anything, because if you guys haven't watched it, that's not a good idea. Well, anyway, let's jump in here to the battles map, guys, and we can either take on the Battle of Chantilly. After the Second Bull Run battle, the Federal Army is reforming in the forest in Centerville. You're on a mission to lead part of your army around the Yankees' right flank, get behind the Union position, and cut off their retreat. While your troops are resting at Chantilly, the patrol spotted two Federal divisions approaching from the south. That actually seems pretty creepy. And we've also got the weapons factory at Harper's Ferry. It's got important military production facilities that could enrich us with rifles and ammunition. The Federal Guard's marching to the heights out of the town and preparing its defense to block our advance. So either way, it's going to be a tough fight. I think no matter which one we do. In fact, both of them, in terms of their victory bonuses, are giving us essentially the same thing. So I'm going to be going to Chantilly, guys, and I hope you guys are ready for it. Let's go ahead and see if we can't crush the Federals here. Okay, here we go, guys, here at Chantilly, and for once, we actually get to 13 out of 13 brigades. We have the right amount of brigades, which is absolutely awesome. And we've got to repel the attackers. Two Yankee divisions are marching from the south to attack us. We've got to deploy our men at this field and repel the attackers. Quickly secure the good ground on your flanks and don't allow them to pass through. Seems pretty simple. We also have reinforcements on the way to assist us, and just look at how many men we have. Now, you guys know what I've been doing so far in this Let's Play, and that is primarily using the terrain to our advantage, and I'm not going to stop doing that. So I'm going to try not to spread our army out too much over this open ground. I'm going to try to use these woods for the most part, but I think with some of these guys, I am going to have to keep them in the open ground. There's just kind of no way around that. We're going to keep Pickett on the far right there in the woods, and we'll keep Ransom over here behind the cavalry, behind the artillery, excuse me. And we've also got this Armistead's awesome sniper division. I mean, we gave these guys some amazing rifles. I'm going to show you guys. Look at that. That is unbelievable. A Whitworth with a scope. 45 with a scope. I mean, you do not want to get shot by that thing. That's for sure. Now, there we go. Our rest of our troops have arrived, and apparently it looks like there are some defensive positions here, which I'm going to go ahead and put our boys in. So I'm going to put Kemper over here at this defensive position. I'm going to move Alabac over here in place of Kemper, and I'm going to take Billy Bain. I think it's Billy Bain. Now look at that. I didn't realize, but we have to hold that ground ahead of us, so we are going to have to move forward and secure that ground quickly. Thank goodness I noticed that just now. So we're going to move forward here and start taking that ground from the Union, and hopefully position ourselves around here in a defensive formation. So some of these guys are going to have to move out of their current positions, which is not exactly something that I'm too concerned about, because I didn't like these positions to begin with, and we're going to move ahead. I also really want to see Armistead in action, because I want to see how those snipers work. I want to see just how effective they are against the enemy, and we're going to kind of have to reposition ourselves just a little bit here to make sure we're getting the absolute best shooting position for our men. We got Scherer here, one of our cavalrymen. Unfortunately, we do not have our best cavalryman right now. If anybody wants to put down who our best cavalryman is, you should know by now. If you've been watching the series, then please do. But, of course, Bain is going to move forward. Who I really want to move forward is Armistead. So I'm actually going to move Armistead over here to this farm location, I guess you could say. I'm going to move these cannons forward, too, and we're going to move Ransom as well. Jack Dalton is obviously going to be on the way, but soon we're going to be taking this contested right flank for ourselves, and we won't have to worry as much about any enemy forces approaching. Of course, they're probably going to be attacking from multiple locations, and they're probably going to be attacking over open ground, which is going to give us a beautiful view of the enemy positions. So let's go ahead. Confederates have secured the right flank. Well, you're damn sure we have. Damn right, I should say. And Carlin's going to move in. For those of you wondering why I haven't put up so many videos recently, I have to admit, guys, I have been really sick with a nasty... First, I had what seemed to be probably some sort of flu or just an average cold, and it turned into an awful stomach virus. No fun, as you guys could imagine. So that's kind of why I haven't really been around as much. But rest assured, more episodes are coming. And we're going to go ahead and actually move Armistead out here. I really want to see how Armistead does with those snipers. Hopefully we'll fire on... Oh, I can't fire on the Lord. That's unacceptable. Well, I'm going to try to have to find a way around this. Anyway, we're going to have to move forward and fire on Christ here. Nobody should have that as a last name. That's just That's sacrilege. But anyway, here we go, guys. Get Armistead forward here. Try to fire at their flanks. And I'm wondering how effective are these snipers going to be. Or, ooh, could we hit Stevens? Could we hit Stevens? Now, look how far those rifles fire. That's the amazing thing. Their range is unbelievable. But we're actually getting some pretty good shots over here without the rifles. I want to make sure that we're keeping our eye on the enemy as well. I might want to move these cannons up even more. And I'm going to move Stark over here to the farm. Will now be known as Stark's Farm. Move Scherer here. The battle's happening quickly. And we're continually firing on Stevens, but I think we should fire on the skirmishers now. Also, these guns seem to have pretty decent reload time. The one concern I have is Armistead is an awesome general, and losing him would be a huge blow. So I'm probably going to be moving him back. I don't want to do too much with those skirmishers, but we can see already. Look at that. Oh my goodness. We got a lot of skirmishers coming up to us. Put them over here by Stark's Farm and move Alabak forward, and maybe even take Kemper and sort of flank the enemy from this location over here. I think you guys can see what I'm going for. But I definitely need to move our boys in to try and defend those cannons. Although we're going to get a beautiful amount of shell shot here at them. Canister shot even. Unless they move back, which they're about to do. Fair enough. Probably a good idea. And Lily's already flanked here. So we're going to move out of this defensive position. And I'm going to move him kind of over here. And I might move a Ransom over here as well. We still got Martin over there watching that area. And there we go. Kearney just took a nasty hit. Now, the enemy is definitely moving forward with some skirmishers, and look at that. They got a nice hit on Cable. Remember, Cable got killed or wounded last battle? I can't remember. He was our best artilleryman. I do believe he got killed. But, you know, he's definitely not somebody we wanted to lose. And as you can see here, I think we're definitely doing the right thing, trying to flank the enemy a little bit. But they've got a lot of men on the way, and I definitely want to engage them very, very quickly. In fact, I might even move Stark back to that farm location, although it might be a little late for that now. We might just want to stay put, keep firing. Brigadier General James Archer is killed. That's what I didn't want to happen. He was leading Kemper's brigade, and losing James Archer is a huge loss, as you can imagine. We've already lost Thomas Jackson. We luckily haven't lost my favorite Jubilee early, but he is wounded currently. So now we're going to have to kind of take the fight to the enemy and try to get into those woods. That's why I'm trying to force our guys in here. I might move Bane forward or Skirmisher. It looks like Robinson is going to come in and try and rout Kemper, and he might succeed because, well, they just lost their commander. And obviously right there, yep, they're going to run. Archer is down, and Kemper's division is getting just pummeled. I mean, there's no other way to put it, really. We've got some pretty nice positions here, which I'm hoping are sufficient to take down the enemy, but there are just so many Union men on the field right now that it might be hard to make that actually occur. So I'm going to keep moving south with Dilger. I'm going to keep moving south with Pickett. I'm hoping that the enemy's not going to try to take this location from the west. I don't think they are, but we definitely have to hold these flanks if we want to get a victory on this battle. So here we go. A lot of Union men approaching these forces. We've got Armistead with his sniper rifles. Can he make a difference, though? I'm not so sure he can. Not at this range. And he's also blocked by Morin's troops. So we're going to go ahead and have to move forward with Stark. Might have to bring Scherer in and his cavalry. And maybe we could smash Morrison on the flank. It's a bit risky, especially since they got a lot of skirmishers back there. But at least we pushed Robinson back a little bit. And there we go. We're going to charge into Morrison with Scherer. Take them sabers out, boys! There we go. A smashing attack. We're going to get into melee. Morrison's already taking some nasty hits here. Look at that. Look how quickly his numbers are dropping. And yes, he's routed. I don't think he expected a nasty visit from the cavalry there. And Major Ian Scherer is wounded. Obviously in that melee, probably also taking shots from the enemy. That's not an easy thing to overcome. So we're going to move Dilger over here. I'm going to try to hit the first U.S. artillery, excuse me. I should just drop a freaking dollar in a bucket every time I say artillery instead of cavalry. It's not like I don't know the difference, which I clearly do. It's just sort of a brain fart. It seems to occur way too many times. So here we go. We're going to move Dilger forward. We're going to move Pickett forward as well. So it's not going to be Pickett's charge. But Bernie's back. I mean, he has come back to this battle so many times. I think we actually wounded him in one of the other battles. And it looks like we got a lot of men trying to push their way over here into this wooded area. So I'm hoping that Armistead can make a difference. Might actually not be such a bad idea to put Armistead on the farm because he has some pretty good range. Here we go. It looks like Leisure is going to move through here. I might have to bring Jack Dalton over there to those woods. Alright, our boys are arriving, but they need to arrive a lot faster. Union secured the left flank. Not good at all. Not good at all. Get Pickett to fire here. There we go. Armistead is now part of the fight for sure. But we're facing two different forces, and Ransom's not exactly in the woods. It's really not a time to be changing position right now. And Ferrero is out in the open, so we definitely have better cover than he does, which is giving me some relief. It looks like Leisure's going to have to pull back there. Morin is actually holding his position, probably thanks to Jack Dalton, my wonderful general. And at this point, we're just moving more and more boys in. We might even have to charge this position eventually. But I think for now, shooting is probably going to be just enough to get the job done. So right now, look at that. The enemy is still holding that area. Be great if we could get some more reinforcements. We still have our cavalry, and we still have Alabac. I think we might move Alabac over there to that part of the battlefield. Let's move Billy Bain over here. Come on, Billy. You can do this, son. Some nice shots, but I think Cable can get even closer and be much more effective. There we go. Poe is in battle with Stark. I actually would like to bring Scherer in here, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to flank Christ. And I think if we flank Christ, we might be able to make him run. Flanking from the woods here seems to be pretty effective. It's almost like they don't see our guys coming. And 85% is pretty good for morale, although Scherer has been wounded after that last charge. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to try again here with Christ, and hopefully we manage to flank him. We're being flanked right now by skirmishers, which is not good. And no, it's not looking great, but oh, look at that. Yeah, it looks like those sabers are still getting the job done. And as long as we can convince them to move the hell out of this position, we might be able to take it back. It looks like we're not taking back that area, even though we're definitely in control of it, or seem to be in control of it anyway. So I think we need to move in even more. And Scherer, of course, had to take off again, but luckily we got Christ off our backs. And I'm going to focus on Ferraro now. So I'm actually going to turn with Lily. I'm actually going to get him to run, basically turn quickly, because Ransom is already giving up. Despite the fact that he's not in the open, not totally in the open anyway, he is definitely doesn't have as much fight in him as Ferrero here in front of us. So we're going to go ahead, we're firing at Ferrero here. Christ is probably going to go ahead and regroup on the other side of the river. And I definitely want to make sure that that we smash him before anything too serious happens. So we are moving out in the open, which is not something we like to do all too often. But in this one situation, I am going to do it. Just to get a flanking shot, hopefully, on the enemy. Although it looks like they're starting to turn towards us. Not going to be much of a flanking shot. Lily's taking some flanking shots right now. Come on, son. Get that volley off, Alabac. Come on, son. You can do it. Don't let him get the volley. Come on, fire. There we go. Morrison taking some nasty hits, but Alabac's going to take some nasty hits in this position anyway. And one thing that I'm kind of concerned about is, look at that. That position is not changing hands. It's staying in Union control, which is kind of weird. So I'm hoping that we can get it back. But yeah, Alabac out in the open there isn't going to last very long. I'm going to move Scherer forward. We are moving Ransom forward again. And Scherer might need to give us another charge. Just one more charge. You can do it, Scherer. I'm going to move Jack Dalton a little closer to the lines. And at least we have this situation under control, more or less. We've got Bernie under control. The problem is, we're using 3 brigades to deal with him, because we are fighting in the woods. And obviously, fighting in the woods is a little more complicated than fighting out in the open. It's a lot easier to waste your enemy when they're all out there in the open, like a bunch of sitting ducks waiting to be blasted. So at this point, we're going to keep up what we're doing now, but I might move Bane over here, either get a flanking shot on the enemy, or try to assist over here against the Union. So I might move these boys somewhere over here. I'm going to move Alabac back in the woods. Take Armistead. He's still firing away. And he's got such long range. I mean, he should be able to hit these guys. There we go, Bane. Fire. Nice shots at Bernie. And there we go. Beautiful. And we did secure the left flank. It looks like Bernie's going to take off. He might still have a little fight left in him, but a lot of dead Federals right there. Maybe Bane will get one more shot off. I just need one more shot, scare the life out of him, and move Stark forward as well. At this point, there's no point in Stark hanging out here in the middle of a field. I don't even know why I did that. So we're going to go ahead and move Stark forward, and I'm going to start moving all the rest of these guys. Kemper, Dilger, they're going to move forward into the woods. In fact, I'm going to try to focus on the 1st U.S. Artillery. and try to destroy them there with just some volleys, because we don't need artillery blasting away at our men during the battle. That's not going to help anybody but the Union, of course. Okay, Scherer might go ahead and try to get a charge on Ferrero. That's pretty much all Scherer has done this entire battle, is get some pretty sick charges. There we go. There we go, Scherer with his sabers. Despite being wounded, his men have done a great duty to the south, to Virginia, and the rest of the South. But look at that. No, he is not giving up. Ferrero is really fighting. There we go. Wonderful. Now he's running, although Lily's running low on ammo. Now, where was that damn ammo cart? He's all the way over here. I'm going to try to move him here in time. Although that might be tough. Excuse me, guys. Alright, Kemper over here. I don't like him out in the open, but I'm going to try to hit that first U.S. artillery. The Union is definitely throwing everything he can at us. They are throwing everything they can at us at this point. I'm just keeping Stark here as a sort of just in case, sort of as an insurance policy, because if the enemy breaks through this area again, I don't think they're going to be able to get past Stark. We just sent Morrison on the run, but the Union has plenty of men still left, and we definitely lost a lot of men in front of this farm, and probably a lot of men over here on this tiny canal. It's not been an easy day for our men either, but I think it's going to pay off with what we get out of this battle. I sure hope so anyway. We're only actually getting 3,000, or I think it was 3,000, it might have been 6,000, I hope it was 6,000 reinforcements at the end of this battle if we get a victory. So we want to be careful for sure. Now, if we're approaching, this is getting a little more dangerous. Leaving the woods, I'm not so sure we want to do that. So I'm going to send these boys back, send Pickett back. The last thing we need is a repeat of Pickett's charge. If you guys want to take a look at Pickett's charge, please type in Pickett's charge Agrippa Maxentius, because I actually played against the creator of this game, Nick Tomatis, who's a friend of mine, and we played the Battle of Pickett's Charge. It was the only time I beat him in a battle. I think I might have beat him in one other battle where he played as the Confederacy, and just to show you how impossible it is to win that battle. It's just ridiculous. You know, charging across basically an entire open field like this to try and reach an enemy position right here, heavily fortified, it just doesn't work. And we don't need that to happen again. So Bernie is getting back into position. Got to give it to Bernie. He really does know how to put up a fight, at the very least. Okay, where is that damn supply wagon? Don't tell me we've lost it, because I will lose my mind. No, he's right here. So we just have to get him closer to Lily. But we're risking a lot actually doing this, because you can see most of the Union forces are concentrated here. Now, one good thing is we're getting some flanking shots on Bernie. Now, where is our sniper team? Armistead. Oh, he's been shooting. Good, 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 good. So Armistead's actually been shooting down at the enemy skirmishers. Pretty awesome there. Let's try to get another shot off at them. Look at that. It looks like every single one of those sniper rifles is hitting its target. 45s too, so that bullet will go right through you and probably not leave you living. Even if it hits you in the leg, it's probably going to take a leg. There we go. Another shot on those skirmishers, and actually Armistead's doing a great job here. But I don't want to risk losing him, so I might take Armistead and fall back a bit. Or at least push him back. I'm not going to fall back. I'm just going to pull back manually to a better position. Now, there we go. Lily's getting some ammo, but he's also kind of trapped, and it looks like he's charging down. I didn't give him that order, but it looks like he's going to take that initiative on his own. Or maybe I did. I guess since I focused on the skirmishers, I got Lily into some trouble there. So now we need to just hold this area. Of course, longer than 21 seconds, but we know how this works. It takes a little bit longer than it says up here, but I think we should still be able to make it. And Bernie is probably accepted. Yeah, he doesn't want to get shot at. I can't blame the guy. Almost every single battle we have against the Union, Bernie's up in the front lines. I kind of want to move those cannons forward, but at the same time, the thing about cannons, like once you see them start loading, you want them to get that volley off. And then moving them again, you know you're not going to be able to get any volleys off for a bit. And that can kind of be troubling. So now I am going to move him up. I'm going to move Cable up. And I'm going to move Carlin up as well, over here on the enemy flank. Although this is kind of risky. But there we go. As long as we could smash Poe, we should be able to hold this area. All right, Cable, come on, give me some shell shot. Maybe even some canister. I think we're a bit far for canister, but even some shell shot I'd be very happy with. They're going to have to reload, of course. And reloading a cannon takes a lot longer than reloading a musket. Or a rifle musket, excuse me, for you technical fellows. And there is a difference. There is a difference, most certainly. Here we go. Firing down at Poe. Boom. Boom! Shell shot. Not bad, not bad at all. Of course, Stark is kind of out in the open, but I think it's an acceptable position right now, especially since we're firing downhill, and he really doesn't have any other units around here that can fire back at us. It's kind of just a tit-for-tat with us and Poe. Besides, we've also got Scherer, we've got Armistead over here firing from this amazing distance. You can see those rifles are just blasting away. But look at that, though. Ferrero getting behind us. I kind of didn't notice. I'm glad that Benjamin got out of there, but we might need to take ransom and focus here on Ferrero for a bit. Make sure he doesn't flank us. And there we go, my friends. We have finished the battle. Glorious. Finished right there. It's a victory at Chantilly. Looks like our guys got the most kills. Of course, we did lose James Archer. Big salute to James Archer. Great Confederate general. Shot through the chest in this battle. Didn't survive even a second. But, you know, he did his best. So we're going to go ahead, and you can see here that the casualties were probably lower than most of the casualties we've had towards the end of the campaign here, but still pretty significant. The enemy lost 7,434. We lost 4,658. Remember, it's a lot worse for us to lose casualties than for the enemy to lose them. He can replace them. We can't. Now, there we go, 6,000 men. So what I'm going to try to do, and somebody made a great suggestion, which is basically fill up with veterans, like half, and then the rest, you make them rookies. In this case, I think we can actually afford all veterans. So I'm going to apply for all veterans there, and I'm going to definitely train their discipline. Get Lily. Get all veterans. We can afford it. But we want to be a little careful. And, of course, now that Kemper's out, I'm going to put Samuel Field. I don't want any more generals getting shot. Although Joseph Anderson, then again, Barksdale as well. Great general, but you know what? Sorry, I said I don't want any more generals getting shot. I'm a glutton for punishment. What can I say? There we go, Armistead. Maybe we can finally fill up those veteran units. The only issue is we don't have enough Whitworths. Let me just, yeah, we can probably get them up to 357. If we put that to rookie, it's still going to be 10K. So it's not like it's going to be that much cheaper. So I think we'll go ahead and take that, the 375. Which is pretty good. Dilger here, we can get him some veteran units, and at least we're going to have some very, very veteran units fighting for us in all of these brigades. It's going to be a little expensive, but we can deal with it. For pickets, I'm going to start going for rookies, because now we are losing a bit of money. So let's go ahead. I don't want to go below $5,000 if I can help it. We're going to have to put Joseph Anderson. Actually, we'll put Samuel Field in charge of the cavalry. $6,000, not bad. And it looks like Field can go ahead and take horseback riding. Definitely. 10 mounted speed. Come on. I have to take that. What can I do? So there we go. I might even go ahead for the veterans again. $17,000. 497 men. Pretty awesome. And for Stark, he gets rookies. What can I say, Stark? You're just not as lucky. For Billy Bane, yeah, we'll go ahead and give him some rookies as well. And for Carlin, if we got any more of those cannons, which I don't think we do, well, we can get him 51. Yeah, not bad. Add a few more men to that brigade. I think that's pretty good. And McLean, it looks like he also needs some men, so we're going to go ahead and do that as well. Not bad, guys, not bad. Of course, we've only got 2 corps, but now I think we've only got 2 battles, and if I'm not mistaken, in this campaign, the Battle of Antietam is so far all they've gotten to in this early version of the game. I'm sure they'll add more, but if not, we've got more after Antietam, but I believe Antietam will be the last, which kind of makes me sad. Maybe Fredericksburg afterwards, but I think didn't we already fight Fredericksburg as the Confederacy? I can't remember. We definitely fought it as the Union. No, we fought it as the Union and won, which is awesome. But if we have to fight it as a Confederacy, I can do that too. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this battle. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, comment, share, do all that fun stuff. It helps the channel, and it helps you too. Take care. I hope you all had an awesome new year, and make sure to let me know how it went in the comments below.